We have breaking Red Sox news as the Boston Red Sox have made a sneaky good signing heading into the final month here of the regular season, and it's sneaky in a way that you would not expect. We'll tell you the latest right here on Red Sox Digest. Welcome, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. I appreciate you tuning in to today's show. Have so much to discuss, so much to talk, and this is exactly why you hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free, and yet over 73% of you who watch these videos today are not yet subscribed. What are you waiting for? Free daily Red Sox content. You're not going to get there pretty much anywhere else on YouTube, so come on, join us here. Let's talk about it. Boston Sports Gordo had the report from Tom Curran that right-handed pitcher John Brebbia has signed a deal with the Boston Red Sox. Obviously, this is according to Tom Curran, as I mentioned. Brebbia is a Massachusetts native from Sharon, so a very good signing for the Red Sox for a multitude of different reasons, but kind of ones that you probably really wouldn't expect until you dive into the numbers. Because if you look at some of his stats, his numbers, you're probably wondering why the Red Sox made this signing. He was released by the Atlanta Braves most recently, or rather DFA'ed. He elected to have free agency rather than be assigned a AAA for the Atlanta Braves. The Red Sox do sign him. This is a minor league deal, as we have reported here by James Gatlin. So he'll be assigned to AAA Worcester, is the expectation as of right now. But if you look at the stats across the board, obviously his best time of his career was from 2017 until 2023 when he had time with the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Francisco Giants. Past that, since 2024 and now into 2025, he's been a bit of a journeyman playing for Chicago and Atlanta and then Detroit and then back to Atlanta. And the ERA has just not been great. A 7.71 total in 2025. If that stands for both Atlanta and Detroit. Just 3 games he appeared in for the Atlanta Braves. He appeared earlier for the Detroit Tigers in 19 games. The previous season, though, a little bit better of an ERA in the 5 games he appeared in with the Braves with a 2.70. With the White Sox, I'm going to go with more the White Sox just stink. However, his ERA was a 6.29, but the hope is just 2 years back, 2023, it's a 3.99 ERA, a 3.18 ERA back to 2022. The hope is the Red Sox can bring that back. We've already seen a bunch of success stories for the Boston Red Sox, and I think in some ways at this point, the Red Sox and their pitching camp of Andrew Bailey and everybody in the minor league system, they've kind of earned the respect that comes with signing some of these, I would say, riskier pitchers. The reason, though, I would say this is sneaky good is because he could be available for next season. That's a right-handed arm, and again, the Baseball Savant page looks really abysmal. Like, it's quite honestly one of the worst Baseball Savant pages I've seen for a pitcher in quite some time for this season. Again, though, this is over the past, year span. 2025 has not been really forgiving of him. If you look at his pitch mix, though, it's a good pitch mix that the Red Sox have liked to kind of mix around. A 4-seam fastball that sits around the 92, 93 mile an hour range. Probably going to be more towards the 90s in most appearances, especially with the way the Red Sox handle their fastball pitchers when you don't have a good fastball. Your slider percentage here, got about an 84 mile an hour slider, uses it about 40-something% of the time. He also has a change, uses very rarely, and a curveball as well. I would expect the Boston Red Sox to really push that changeup. I really think that's something they're going to focus on because when Brebbia was going good and going well with the Giants, with the Cardinals, it was when that changeup was used more often, more regularly, because as a reliever, especially a right-handed reliever, you're going to want to kind of be able to have more than just a 2-pitch mix. Like, you can survive with that, but even you talk about the top guys who have 3 pitches, you're talking Mason Miller with a slider, a fastball, and a circle change. You want to have at least a changeup in there if you're going fastball slider, especially when his fastball, it's nothing to write home about. It's nothing like it's crazy. So there's obviously some more behind this signing than just the Red Sox like what his stuff is, but I think the bigger thing behind it might also be that he's a right-handed guy, which is something the Red Sox do have, but I think it's much less of I'd say a priority right now, because if you think about your top 2 bullpen pieces, you're talking Aroldis Chapman, who's a lefty, and Garrett Whitlock, who's a righty. Past that, Justin Wilson, your main lefty that you've been using for the entire season, and he's been great for pretty much the entire season. Greg Weissert has been absolutely a bull horse for this freaking team. He has been out there probably more than many relief pitchers see in sometimes 2 years. He's done in one. Slayton, also a righty, has not looked good. Steven Matz, he looks good, has some good times. Brandon Bernardino is a lefty, but the majority of your top-end relief pitchers, the guys that you really trust, are going to be lefties. I'm trusting Bernardino. I'm trusting Justin Wilson. I'm trusting Aroldis Chapman. And the righties, I trust Garrett Whitlock, and I have a decent amount of trust for Steven Matz in some aspect, but at the same time, I do think that this is a signing to hopefully kind of bump up that right-handed pitching staff. And it also speaks to me on how they feel about Jordan Hicks. He's a righty. He's got a strong fastball, but this is more planning for the future than I really think anything else. It's something that is going to be useful in the long term rather than the short term, excuse me. But there also is another aspect to this where, let's say the Red Sox go down this stretch here, and whether they jump up in front of the Blue Jays, whether they're in a spot in that last bit of series against you're facing off against the Tampa Bay Rays, I think, or Detroit Tigers rather. I think in that light, you could call Brebbia up and just make him eat innings in some way. So that's a different light as well. Let's go to a report here, though, talking about it. Patrick McAvoy of Red Sox SI saying, quote, with the reported deal, Brebbia isn't eligible for the Red Sox playoff roster. If, of course, Boston does land a spot in postseason. It's significantly more likely than not that the Red Sox will get a playoff spot, but until it's confirmed, anything could happen. Now, obviously, this is all speculation, and Red Sox are in a 97th percentile right now to achieve a postseason slot. This is a huge series, obviously, starting tonight against the New York Yankees in Fenway Park. You're wearing the Fenway greens. You've done really well in those jerseys. The hope is you can win at least tonight's game, hopefully get 2 out of 3. If you could sweep, that would be even better. But at this current time, I think the best we can hope for, 2 out of 3, and see if the Blue Jays can go on a little bit of a looser streak. But as of right now, we sit and kind of wait to kind of see what the Red Sox are going to do. Talking more about Brebbia, though, we go to a report here again. Patrick McAvoy of Red Sox SI saying, quote, he began his big league career with a bang back in 2017 with St. Louis. As a rookie, he pitched in 50 games out of the bullpen and at a 2.44 ERA. The best stint of his career was in St. Louis. In 3 seasons, he had a 3.14 ERA across 161 appearances, end quote. This was also not that long ago. Again, going back to his stats here, St. Louis was back in 2019, which does kind of feel like a long time. Had an injury that kept him out during 2020. But then 2021, 2022, 2023, his ERA was, I would say, respectable, especially, coming off the injury, 5.89. But after that, 3.18 and 3.99 with the San Francisco Giants. So he looks pretty good overall, and I do think that this is a signing that could help out the Red Sox, again, to either eat innings or in some ways potentially be available for next season in a different light. Let's talk about why this is a different light, though, and that's exactly where we go to the report. This is, again, James McAvoy saying, quote, with the reported move, the Red Sox aren't adding someone who can impact this year's team in the postseason, but if things go well, maybe someone who could play a role with the big league club in 2026, end quote. So I do think that there is... The Red Sox at this point, when their pitching staff and their pitching, what we call it, camp, is not going to sign someone that they don't see positive in. And in some ways, I think pitchers are going to recognize that, and that's maybe why you're going to be able to get some of these free agents probably more than you would, because obviously Garrett Crochet didn't need fixing. However, he's excelled here with Boston in his first full season as a starter. Aroldis Chapman, what the Red Sox have been able to do with him. Obviously, there are some non-success stories like Jordan Hicks still looks like really, really bad. But at the same breath, I think they've been able to develop Conley early. They've been able to develop Peyton Tolley. In some aspect, they got Harrison up here, and he pitched pretty well in his first appearance, part of that trade for the Rafael Devers. So their pitching camp has had a lot of success stories, very few non-success stories. But I think for Brebbia, it's going to be an innings eater late if they need it. Say they're already in a position where they can't move their spot, whether it's up, whether it's down, wouldn't matter. But also you could see him be a part of the spring training roster next year and kind of see what the Red Sox pitching camp can do with him. We've known them to fix pitchers in the past, and maybe this is something that they like to do as well. Let me know down in the comment section, though, what's your feeling on this signing for John Brebbia? Obviously, I think the best we can label it is definitely sneaky, because there's some things that can be done with it, but past that, it's nothing too crazy. So let me know down in the comment section what you're thinking. But for now, we appreciate you watching. Obviously, if you made it to the end of the video, you are a diehard Red Sox fan, and I really do appreciate you. We'll see you next time here on Red Sox Digest. Peace out, guys.